Well, I said that I was going to try to make a lot of progress the last 2 weeks of December on my last video, and we have made a lot of progress. This is one of the main line arrays that's currently under construction. We're going to have 14 Dayton AMT Pro 4 air motion transformer tweeters. So 14 of those, and then 56 of the Dayton reference 5-inch truncated frame drivers for the mid-range. So we can go take a look at the other one. It's out in the garage. Okay, here's the other one. You can see these dowel pins in here. If we look down through there, this area in the back between the dowel pin and the back of the speaker is going to have 2 inches of rock wool insulation to absorb the rear wave, and then of course these side openings will be open for the dipole effect. The idea is to get the off-axis cancellation but absorb the rear wave. And I still need to put the end pieces on this one. The other one I don't even have the dowel pins in yet, so I just put the dowel pins in this one. I haven't glued them yet, so I'm going to glue those, put these end pieces in, and then be getting close to being ready to do some sanding and some painting at that point on the mains. So now let's go up to the theater and take a look up there. The Dayton Ultimax 18-inch drivers have arrived. We got 8 of those. They're going to be mounted in the attic above the theater in infinite baffle. It may be a while before I get to that. I'd like to get the theater up and running just with the other woofers, the dipole woofers, and the mains, and the center speaker before I probably get around to installing these. But I have the drivers. Coming into the theater, it's kind of a mess in here, but we have the dipole woofers in place. They're not wired yet, but they're in place. I'm going to take a closer look at those. You can see a cone there, maybe one there. There's a total of 8 of these drivers in here. And then around the back, I need to do some work on those hose clamps. Try to get a little better lighting on that. Hold on. Okay, got a little bit of a light here to help. It's not very bright, but you can see the drivers using these hose clamps and these other little brackets that hold the woofers together by the magnets. And they're not actually attached to the baffle at all. They're floating in gaskets. So we're just floating in there with the magnets attached, which cancels the mechanical energy. But those hose clamps don't look very nice, so I'll probably trim the excess off and then wrap that with like a black tape or something. Make that look a little bit nicer, although it's going to be in the back anyway. So, and then I've got to get all the wiring done on these. The screen frame is under construction. The corner brackets they sent me, here's the new ones. The originals didn't fit. So I contacted them. They weren't sure what I was talking about, so I sent them a picture, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right, they don't fit. Our supplier sent us the wrong ones." So I've temporarily put this together, if we can see this, using a bracket that's actually meant to go over here to hold some supports. I'm just going to stand one of these up here. Get back where you can see that. So those are going to be mounted in there off the ends of where the center speaker will be, about where those other black vertical posts are right there. So pretty much in line with those to kind of help support that 15-foot span. This is not the extruded aluminum. This is something I got at Home Depot. It's just a little channel aluminum. I'd actually bought extruded aluminum. The plan was to have this in here, but I decided that might not be a good idea because the screen material if it's touching that, even if it's painted black, that might be a bad thing. So this channel stuff won't extend out far enough to even come close to touching the screen. So anyway, screen frame's coming along. Somewhere here it is. This 3/8 tubing that I got at Home Depot. I got another 100 feet of it from Amazon. Can work just like spline, like screen spline, like you'd put a window screen on with. So when I put the screen material on there, I'll just use this to attach it to the frame. And then I'll be using, there's some baseboard down here. It will get painted black. There we go, get painted black and then covered with a black velvet. And then it will be attached to the frame. And up there we have hinges. Don't know if you can see that. I can zoom in on that a lift-off hinge. So there's 3 of those. It holds the screen up. And then the 4th one over here on the end faces the opposite direction. So when it's put in place, it can't slide off. So that'll hold the screen up. So the other woofer over here has been tested just with this little Elisa's amplifier and got the little tone generator there. Swept it from 10 hertz to 100 and something hertz the other day and just connected together with clip leads. So this one little amplifier, it's like 75 watts. It was driving all 8 of those 15-inch woofers, so we couldn't play real loud, but it put out surprising amount of output even just with that. Of course, it's going to be driven by, in the end, it'll be driven by this Bass X A4, so 4 channels driving it, so each channel will drive 1 pair of woofers in parallel, so 4 ohm load. I think those are about 130 watts into 4 ohms. So I'll have quite a bit more power once that's done. And in the meantime, also got the last seat. So all the seats are here now. The place is still a mess, but as you can see, progress is being made slowly and uncertainly. So that's it for the moment. I just wanted to do a quick update because I hadn't done anything since we've been doing this. My brother came from North Carolina. I had foot surgery, slowed me down a little bit, but not much. He got COVID, then I got COVID. I tripped over an extension cord in the garage and like cracked a rib or something. That slowed me down more than anything. COVID was like mild symptoms for a day and a half, but that was it. So. But anyway, that slowed us down some, but we got some stuff done. So just wanted to give this update. I'm going to be in town before I start traveling again for another week or so, week and a half. Hopefully I'll get some more done and do another update then. That's it. Oh, and we also did some work on the whole house audio and some of the other cabling for the house. Got all these network cables got terminated and got the patch bay there. We got the RG6 for distributing cable and so on. Got those all terminated, and then the other ends are pretty much all done too. There was one of the RG6s I think that was tested bad, but otherwise all the cables came out okay. So so we did get some work done in here too. Still haven't done anything else up there. I got to get some more bolts into that so it'll hold that projector when it gets here. Still waiting for that to come in. It's the JVC NZ8 that's on order. Hopefully it'll be here eventually. And one more arrival was the HTD whole house audio system. We've got the Link 12 controller, 12 zone controller, and then 2 of these DMA 1240 12 channel amplifiers and a bunch of these. We've already installed some of these wall controllers here. Oh, and there's one more thing. Boy, this room is really a mess. Still got to neaten up some of the cables on this, but went out to Costco and bought this 82-inch QLED screen. I figured while my brother was here to help me mount it on the wall, get that done. And then we also terminated all these cables and stuff. Oh, you can see my shadow there of the phone. All these cables and stuff down here. Got some RCA connectors that will go up to the theater control room. 2 sets, so you have 1 to and 1 from, so if you want to send sound up there, vice versa. I've also got another set of preamps that run under the stairs right there, where I could put a subwoofer in here if I wanted to. And then some speaker terminals there that will go up here to what will eventually be some speakers up there for rear surround here in the living room. So, but man, this place is a mess. Look at this. Look at this. It's terrible. The whole house is a mess. At some point, I'm going to have to stop working on all this stuff. I mean, look at this. I have to stop working on this stuff and, you know, maybe clean the house up, possibly. Might be a good thing. It's a good thing I'm not married. I'd never be doing any of this if I was. So, I mean, I'm even getting sick of it, being single. It's just too much clutter, too much mess. And if you think that's bad, you should see the garage. It's really a mess. But the CNC over there did a nice job cutting all the parts for these things. So that's good. That thing helps a lot. It'd be hard to do this without it, but it sure makes a mess with sawdust everywhere. So yeah, we got a mess to clean up. But I've also got a theater to build and other stuff to do in the house. So that's it. And one last bonus shot, just to get a better feel for what it's going to look like when the drivers are mounted. Went ahead and just dropped a few in there just to see how that's going to look. So I need to hurry up and get these things finished, get them painted. And I've calculated that they're going to weigh about 180 pounds each when they're done. So anybody in the Austin, Texas area who wants to come help hang these from the ceiling when they're done, let me know. Thanks.